What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. Guys, we made it. We freaking made it. We made it to episode 100 of the Racy Podcast. Wow, I cannot believe it, man. It's been over 2 years since I started this podcast. Well, it's close to being 2 years. I started it on December, but it's basically the 100th episode already, man. Wow. Let's just get into it, man. Wow, that's so insane. Thank you for joining me if you are here and you did made it to the 100th episode. So without further ado, let's just get started on the things that I'm going to speak to you about today. Alright, guys, so the first thing I want to talk to you about is about Warner Brothers' plans to focus on 4 core franchises going forward for gaming to ensure future success. So the franchises I'm speaking about, it is Batman, Hogwarts Legacy, Game of Thrones, and Mortal Kombat. So if you guys did not know, on the last game that Warner Brothers released, the Suicide Squad game, it didn't do so well because lots of people did not really enjoy the main ending of that game, and also it just had bad sales and just people did not like that. It wasn't the same thing like the Arkham video games. So now they're gonna keep on making more Batman games. I don't know if they are gonna continue with the Arkham series, but hopefully, man, hopefully they do not ruin this franchise, because man, those video games, the Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins even, and Arkham Knight, those were like one of the best superhero games I've ever played ever. And like without those games, I doubt that Spider-Man will ever exist. Like the Spider-Man PS4 game that came out and the Spider-Man 2 game. I think without those Batman video games, Spider-Man would not exist, and probably it would not have been as successful as it is. Those games were so unique, man, at their time. And I'm so glad that I'm able to have them on the Steam Deck and just able to play them on the go wherever I go to. I'll just have those games and just play them just like that, man. But I'm just hoping, man. I'm just hoping they'll just keep on like have the same style as those video games. Maybe like change it up a little bit, but not as much, because those games are so dear to me, and they are dear to a lot of people as well. And probably they will hate that they probably will change a lot. So we'll see, man. We'll see how they're going to do the next Batman video game. Like I think the newest one that just came out, the one on Oculus, like it was a VR one, it did pretty well. I did not get it because I do not have the money right now to spend it on an Oculus. And probably I won't get a VR headset just yet, because to be honest, for me, I don't really need VR as of right now. So yeah, that's why I did not try the new Batman game that came out for the Oculus. We will see, man. Was it Oculus? I'm not really sure. Yep, probably was an Oculus. But the next video game, Hogwarts Legacy, I still haven't finished that video game, but when I did play it last year, I was having so much fun with it. It's a pretty long game, but wow, is it long. The Harry Potter franchise is a dear franchise to me when I was young, and it still is. Like at least once or twice a year, I always watch all of those movies when they are available on the Max streaming service. Those movies, they're just golden, man. And with the new TV show that is coming up really soon, I'm just hoping that they do not mess this up, because this is a huge franchise and lots of people will get mad if they don't do the books justice. Like the movies were good, but there's a lot more that was described on the books that did not make it on the movies. And probably with at least like 10 episodes, like that's my prediction that they might be going with this. Like they're probably going to try to make 10 episodes for each season, like for each book. They need to fill as much information they had from the book on those episodes. But let's see what are they gonna put in it. Hopefully it's good, man. I'm really hoping that that Harry Potter series is actually great, and it does. They don't really mess it up, man, because that will really suck. I can't wait, man. I can't wait for that time to come for the Harry Potter series. And the next one on the list is Game of Thrones. It says they're going to make games for these franchises. So, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Let's see what can they actually make with that. Maybe is it going to be something like Elden Ring or something like that? What are those type of games called? RPGs. Yeah, I think that's what they are called. When you level up your characters and stuff. I think probably that could be the best type of game that they can make for Game of Thrones, like the RPGs. Game of Thrones is a popular franchise as well. Like the whole series, it was just so great. And House of the Dragons, like before the second season, I did not really like it as much. But now looking back into the season 2 that just happened, I think it was necessary to introduce like these characters and to take their time, just getting to know all of these brand new characters and also the dragons. Even though it was kind of boring though, season 2, I think it was necessary. Let's see if season 3 actually lives up to the hype because people are expecting it to be great. Let's see how it actually does. And Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is my favorite fighting game of all time. The best fighting game there is. And maybe the second one, it could be Super Smash Brothers, okay? And then probably Tekken. But Mortal Kombat, man, what makes it so unique is the fatalities and also just what the characters wear. It just looks so unique, and the fighting moves, all of the signature catchphrases that each character has. It's just so iconic. And to be honest, when I saw the movie, when I saw the original Mortal Kombat movie, I had no clue they was based off a video game at all. Until I noticed that there was a freaking video game of Mortal Kombat. I was like, what? That's the freaking video game? And it had a lot of blood on it. Yeah, man. Mortal Kombat is such a great series, but let's see how they actually going to continue this series. I feel like Mortal Kombat 11 was just way better than Mortal Kombat 1, to be honest. Like, I feel like the character models, they just look way better. And also, like I mentioned before, the movesets and fatalities, they were just much better than Mortal Kombat 1. Like, once I finished the story mode for Mortal Kombat 1, that's when I actually stopped playing the video game. Like, it really wasn't necessary to continue playing this game. I don't know, man, but like Mortal Kombat 11, it was just so addicting, and I'm thinking like it was just more easier to get to know like the characters' movesets and all. But like for Mortal Kombat 1, it's a little bit difficult, man, because I did remember trying to learn like Johnny Cage's movesets. It did took some time though, but yeah, I do prefer Mortal Kombat 11 over Mortal Kombat 1. So yeah, that is that for the future games that Warner Brothers is going to release. Hopefully, man, hopefully they do not mess up any of these franchises, because they are one of the franchises that is keeping the lights on for Warner Brothers, to be honest. And now another thing I want to talk to you about is another video game. GTA 6 is still on track to release on fall 2025. I gotta say, I did not grow up playing this franchise, but I do know that this is one of the biggest franchises for video games ever created, and it's made by Rockstar. Rockstar, they have created Red Dead Redemption. They also had created the Bully series, and they created Grand Theft Auto, which is selling games of all time. And GTA 6, I'm expecting it to be a great video game as well. Hopefully, it is good. Let's see how that actually turns out. It's still on track to be released on fall 2025. But yeah, I remember last year around December time, that's when they released a trailer for GTA 6, and it looks exciting, man. And hopefully, maybe it could actually win Game of the Year. Well, we don't know yet. It's way too early to find out if it actually lives up to the hype or not. Yeah, GTA 6 is still coming if y'all were still wondering. Hey, you got episode 100th of the Rage C podcast before GTA 6. If you get that joke, then you're a G. Now, another thing I wanted to speak to you about. Euphoria Season 3. It says here it is reportedly dead at HBO. There was only 2 seasons for this show, and I think it is time, man, to actually end it. There's no way that they're going to continue having these actors play as high school students, because they are getting older, and there's just no way, man, that it's going to succeed without the guy who played as Fez on the TV show. He was one of the major characters on the TV show, and I don't know, man, if it can actually do good without him. You know, I'm thinking like probably he was like one of the top 3 favorite characters from everybody that watched that TV show. But yeah, season 3, it says right here it is reportedly dead. We'll see, man. We'll see. If I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it that it's gonna come back, to be honest, because the main actress Zendaya, like, she's going on and doing better things. She's going to be on a new Spider-Man 4 movie. They're still gonna keep on making more Dune movies as well. And she recently has been casted on Christopher Nolan's newest film that is probably gonna come out in 2026. So yeah, she's very busy, and I don't know if she's going to have time to be on the Euphoria TV show. And like every single actor from that TV show, to be honest, like Sydney Sweeney and Jacob Elordi, I feel like they had their own projects as well. Like I saw like the other day that Sydney Sweeney, she's going to have this boxing movie that from a famous female boxer, and she's been looking at the part. It seems like it might be a great movie for her. As for Jacob Elordi, I'm not really sure what he's gonna do next. So yeah, we will see, man. We will see how that actually turns out. But I highly doubt it that Euphoria is gonna come back. I think it is done, man. Euphoria is done. One other thing I wanted to mention to you is about Gears of War. Have you guys ever played the Gears of War games? The Gears of War franchise began 18 years ago, with the first games released on the Xbox 360. So it's been over 18 years since this video game has come out, like the original Gears of War. To be honest, man, without Gears of War, I don't know if there's going to be any more Xbox exclusives. I know there's Halo, but like I feel like Gears of War, I think that's like the best one. Yeah, that's got to be the best one. Yes, Halo did came out on the original Xbox, but like Gears of War it just has more variety of more villains, and it just seems more fun. Like really, you have the gun with a chainsaw on it. You just get to kill every single enemy just like that, and it's so gruesome. You go after all these freaking monster demons or whatever they are. The locusts, that's what they call it. It's just a very fun game, and I think it's just one of the franchises that needs to continue. I don't know about Halo, man. Halo is just something different. I don't know, I just can't get into it. It's just not Gears of War in my opinion. And I feel like Gears of War is just better, to be honest. Now the final thing I wanted to speak to you about, 4 horror movies that are coming out very soon. Hopefully next year or 2 years from now. So the first one I told you about, I think like 2 weeks ago, of the It Welcome to Derry TV show. It's gonna come out next year, and hopefully it does turn out very good. Like I remember just watching that movie the very first time. It was creepy, man. The freaking It from 2017 movie. I did remember watching it. And yeah, it was scary. And now the other one, the Black Phone 2. Have you guys seen the original movie for it? As for me, I did not enjoy the movie as much. Like I was surprised that they went through with a second movie, and they are planning to release it. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm not really looking forward to it, to be honest. But yeah, it is coming if you are a fan of the original Black Phone movie. Just wanted to let you know, you know? And the next one on the list is Terrifier 4. If you guys have seen Terrifier 3, you know how much I like that movie. And Terrifier 4, I'm looking forward to it, man. It just left at a huge cliffhanger. If you have not seen Terrifier 3, that's all I can really tell you. If you have not seen that episode or have listened to it, go and check it out, man. You will enjoy it. And Scream 7 is the last one that's gonna come out. I think it's gonna come out next year, Scream 7. I think probably around February or 2 years from now, on 2026. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the Scream franchise to continue. Like I saw Scream 6 on the theaters, and that movie was very surprising because I like Scream 7 because it did not took place in Woodsboro anymore, and it took place in New York City. How they revealed the characters, like the main antagonists for that movie, I feel like they should have made that as the final movie. Like just like the whole storyline, how that all those antagonists had all the things that the original villains had, like Billy Loomis's shirt. That they had a whole museum of things that every other single Ghostface has had in previous movies. So I think that's why they should have made that as the final movie for the franchise. But no, they're still continuing this franchise, and we will see, man. We will see how they're going to do without the Carpenter sisters. If you guys know, Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, they are not coming back for Scream 7. So let's see how they're going to continue this franchise without them. They are bringing back Neve Campbell for the role of Sidney Prescott. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. The Scream movies, they're not that bad. They're just entertaining. So yeah, we'll see, man. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys didn't made it this far, be sure to subscribe to the channel, or also follow this podcast on whichever platform you are listening to it. If you are listening to it on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, be sure to follow it. And also recommend this podcast to a friend or neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about pop culture, horror stuff, and combat sports. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. Again, guys, thank you so much for listening to this 100th episode. Am I going to continue this podcast? Hell yeah. I'm still going to continue it, so don't worry about it. I'm not going anywhere. Hopefully you join me every single Tuesday I will be here, man. I will be here as long as I can do these podcasts. Be sure to always come back here on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Turn on those notifications on and subscribe to the channel if you are watching it on YouTube. So yeah, guys, again, thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me, and thank you for listening to the 100th episode. Alright, guys, that is it. Take care and live to the fullest. Bye.